baseball video of the year. It's very exciting. We get to talk about the championship matchup. What did you think about the championship matchup since you were part of it?
It was alright.
It was okay? Just
alright.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets kind of old after a while. I mean, we've done, what would you say, maybe 20 of these, maybe more videos?
Probably more. Yeah.
And, it's kind of sad because, you feel like people watch, but do they actually listen?
I don't know.
So,
I'm not sure.
I mean, after hearing some of the texts and the text thread messages and things like that, it was just sad. Just kind of made the championship week kind of sad because people were talking about stuff, and I'm just like, dude, do you even watch the videos? Do you pay attention to anything that's going on? But
what did they say? Can you give some specific examples of what you're referring to?
There's just little things like, I can't believe that Team Z didn't make any moves for Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you gotta sell out, you gotta do this, you've gotta, it's just like, why do we even shoot the videos? You're not even listening to the videos. Or you haven't been paying attention to anything that we've been saying.
Yeah, it's true.
It just gets old. No, it was fun. Kudos to Globo Jim for making it to the championship game. He went from never winning a playoff matchup to upsetting the number 2 seed. And then coming this close to winning a championship. So,
yeah.
You were high on Globo Jim at the beginning of the season, and he kind of dipped.
You did, but I never wavered my favor towards him, though. I didn't. I always thought he was really good. I always had him in the top 3. A lot of times I had him in the top 2.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, he was your number 1 for a while as well.
Yeah.
But basically what happened, for those of you that weren't paying attention, and as I've been checking the website, the thing that still exists, for the 3 of you that are still on it, basically it came down to the weekend, and he didn't get it done. Pitching. Zips had a very interesting question, which was, has anyone ever swept every single pitching category without it being a cause of the minimum innings?
You mean in the history of any just a regular weekly matchup?
Won all 9 pitching categories.
Well, it had to have happened because you beat somebody like 18-0, didn't you?
I only won like 15 or 16-0, so I didn't have. So it would have to be an 18-0 shutout.
I don't think I've never seen an 18-0.
Correct.
Shutout.
But his question.
I know it was just the pitching categories. I don't know. I mean, would there be even a way to figure?
No,
that
there
out?
isn't. I told him that. I said, but I would be very hard pressed to calculate that. So for those of you that aren't picking up what I'm putting down, is I only won 2 offensive categories.
Doubles and runs.
Yes.
I had to look at it.
Yes. And swept the pitching categories.
But see, that doesn't surprise me. Like, that would have been the reason why I would have picked you going in. You had better pitching than he does. End of story. Darvish has been terrible since he's been a Dodger.
Correct.
So
correct. I would agree with that statement. However, he was holding a pitching lead going into the Friday matchups, and ironically enough, a guy that was on my roster all year, Lance Lynn, I sent a little spy mission in to join Globo Jim, and he blew that ERA up just like he was supposed to. And
so what, did he pick him up or something?
He picked Lance Lynn up. I dropped him, and he picked him up to start against me, and he didn't make it out of the 3rd inning.
Who did he pitch against?
Pittsburgh.
Oh wow, that's a good pitching matchup. That's a rough break.
And he got shelled. Yes.
Yeah, well, his whip was 142 for the week, so it's not like the only thing that was
right.
wrong.
And for those of you that think it was just because of the innings, no, 81 innings for myself, 80 innings for Globo Jim. So it was even.
Yeah, the complete game shutout helped you, but again, just like you said, it was an 11-7 win, so the complete game shutout didn't really mean anything.
Yeah, I flipped wins on Sunday. And surprisingly, a category, and this would be interesting to look up too, I believe he only lost this category twice all season. he lost saves to me, which is also an interesting category.
Yeah, he doesn't lose saves very often, that's for sure.
Correct. Offensively, I mean,
Everybody was okay.
it was close. But I will leave you with this. Somebody talks about, well, I just count the superstars on everybody's team, and that's how I determine who wins. So my superstars, Jose Altuve hit .333 for the week. Not bad.
No, that's good actually.
3 runs, 4 singles, 1 homer, 3 RBIs, 1 stolen base. Not spectacular.
No, but I mean he does. That's at least something for everything.
Okay, but here's the big boy. Mike Trout hit .217. No homers, 1 RBI,
Yeah.
3 singles, 2 doubles.
He hasn't had a great second half in general, has he?
Well, he was good when he came back from the thumb injury, but he's had a horrible September.
Okay.
Horrible September. Guys that carried me. Ender Inciarte, who hit .462 for the week. Probably Tommy Pham, one of my pickups of the year.
Yeah.
Who I was told was going to fade. That was going to be one of my downfalls, is guys that fade.
Right.
But no, pitching. What carried me all season finally came back around, and aside from a Jaime Garcia pickup.
Well, it's easy to see. There's literally 30% of the league even cares about pitching. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't even classify Globo Jim as somebody who cares that much about pitching. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying.
he traded for Archer. He went with a Hamels, Darvish, Cueto rotation. So, I mean...
Hamels is done.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I mean...
Carlos Carrasco's still good. I mean, he has the makings of a decent pitching staff.
No, I'm not saying his pitching staff's bad. I'm just saying in general that that's just overlooked. I think that's why I got so much heat through my team. Because everybody kept saying, oh, there's no stars on your team. There's no stars on your team.
Well, you have a very good pitching staff.
My pitching staff was legit for the most part for the year.
Yes, and that will be in one of our videos. We talk about possibly the trade of the year. It's definitely a candidate.
Yeah.
Your Chris Sale acquisition.
Yeah.
But just looking at Globo Gym, I mean, you talk about stars. Charlie Blackmon, 182 for the week.
You wouldn't think that, but see there again. Where was Colorado playing all
They
week?
played on the road all
Isn't
week.
that amazing? See, when I played Globo Gym, where were all the Rockies at? Not only were they in Colorado, but they were in mother effing Arizona. See, that's why it just matters where you play. It doesn't. It's when you play the guy and where the matchups are.
But that's only if you're talking about if you're having to face someone that has Colorado guys. I mean,
Which is Globo Gym.
well, yeah, when he has the 2 best guys.
Yes. Two of the top 5 offensive players in the majors, and they both are playing in Colorado.
But then my argument to you is, knowing this going into your matchup should have made adjustments to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am not the commissioner. I can't change where the games are being played.
I mean, I wasn't
look,
talking about where
it doesn't.
I'm saying strategy-wise for you running your team, you should have known. Okay, maybe I need to do something different this week because offensively, I'm going to be.
I knew I was in trouble.
Okay.
So what
did you do about it?
Well,
What did you do about it?
You can't fix pitching sometimes because if you have a bunch of 1 starts, you have a bunch of 1 starts. It's just the way these things work out. I knew. You remember when I was back at your house? I told everybody. I said Chuck's going to win. He's going to win like 10-6. He won 11-4. I was pretty close. I could tell going into the week there wasn't much I could do because of matchups.
There's always something you can do.
Anyway,
Always. You have 7 moves. Do something.
yeah.
Do something. I also thought that was the biggest mistake, and I will talk to Globo Jim about that too. He wasted 4 moves on the first 2 days, and I felt like he had no bullets left to try and salvage. I mean, he couldn't make any moves for Sunday.
Yeah. Oh well.
You can't do that. I mean, you just can't.
Wouldn't think so.
So, but no, great matchup. It was fun. I didn't think I was going to pull it out. Yes.
So what else are we supposed to do? We're supposed to talk about something else, aren't we?
Talk about something else.
Yeah. Or is that just going to be like?
I don't know. People wanted us to do maybe like a season recap.
Yeah.
We could do that. I don't really think we
I'm
should.
not really prepared for that. Not that I would be anyway, but I'm not prepared for that. But I mean, if you can start it, I can put my 2 cents in, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, just very quickly, I think what they're looking for is what are our thoughts on the, basically how the season played out. we went back to we have our bold predictions we can go back and look at too. I think our biggest surprise team-wise not making the playoffs was Alaska Glaciers. Although for you it might be Team Joe Boo. You were kind of very big on him as you thought he was going to...
No, but I mean, if you go preseason, I'm sure almost everybody
Right.
had Alaska Glaciers as like the best team.
I think that's what the preseason rankings were.
I think.
Yeah, so I mean,
yeah,
that would be the shocker. We still have All Rise and Five Swords trying to figure out what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
All Rise continues to run this rut of don't care, don't care, don't care. Oh, I'm close to making the playoffs. Now I'm going to care.
Right.
And always comes up short. I think Team Joe Boo's in trouble. Again, maybe I'm the only one that thinks that his guys are older and his star guys aren't as quality anymore. I think his pitching staff is poo. It's bottom 5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what the statistics are. I'm telling you in my opinion.
I do think there's going to be a lot of free agent moves in the majors in the off season.
It's real life.
In real life is what I'm saying. So I think that could change the way a lot of these teams are made up, because if there's a
It
lot of
could,
moves,
depending on where they go.
some of these pitchers could go different places. It could be a lot different.
I'm very curious. I know that there are at least 4 teams in our league currently. Bless you.
Sorry.
There are at least, normally you don't do just one, so there should be another one.
No, there's just one now. That's why I have allergy shots.
Gave you another one.
Well, that's not loaded, but yeah.
Oh, I'll leave that one alone too. I think it's going to be an interesting off season. I think there's a lot of people that want to tweak some things with their teams too. I mean, I'm one of them. I've already put a couple guys out there. I know Globo wants to tweak some things. Ben's Champion's going to make 50 trades in the off season. What about yourself?
I don't know.
Not sure yet.
I don't know.
I know guys like Five Swords and All Rise like to shut down completely in the off season, which I will again state I think that's a mistake. I know that Pine Tree Lane is active right now, so before he gets disinterested, if you're looking to make any moves with Pine Tree Lane, do it now because he's still following baseball stuff.
Okay.
Who does that leave? Team Joe Boo, I think he's done because he's doing volleyball, so I wouldn't even try to do anything with him, but I think it's going to be very interesting what's going on. Zips, I will give you your credit for that. I've never been a big Zips fan as far as how he runs his team. He kind of runs it a la, shout out, Chris Detweiler style. Not to the extreme though. He's taken a Chris Detweiler style and made it smarter.
Right. Well, let me ask you this, because
Sure.
I think that Ben's Champions would also say that I run my team sort of similar to like a Detweiler-ish. Do you think that I do that?
No.
Because I think Ben thinks that I do that. Because I mean, I'll get players that are hot and keep them. But
I know, but I think if you would look at what your opening roster was and compare to what it finished, I mean, you might be talking 5 guys.
yeah, it's not a lot of differeces.
Correct, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, if you're still holding on to 23 guys, but, and again, that's roster flexibility that you have. You're holding on to 23 and subbing in 5 guys. I don't think that's Detweiler-ish.
No.
Where he's picking up the top 5 hot guys every week, or 6 or 7, and dropping, it doesn't matter who they are.
Yeah.
And Zips doesn't do that, but Zips is very quick to, if a guy starts getting cold, he puts him on the trade block and
Gets rid of him.
it gets rid of him. He also, if he trades for somebody and they start sucking, he has no problems dropping them, as he traded for 2 holds guys and wound up cutting both of them. So, his strategy seems to be working. He will tell you that he has the best offense in the league. That's a quote.
Oh, okay.
He has the best offense in the league.
I don't know. I find that hard to believe when you have 4 Kansas City Royals. That's the part that I can't get
agree.
past.
I agree. Interesting to see what who else? What Globo does as far as tweaking.
Well, he has already hit me up for one of my players.
Lindor,
Nope.
pitcher.
No.
For one of your players.
One of my players.
Is it somebody? It's not Matt Kemp.
It's someone that I was very high on, I'll use a Ben's Champions word, bullish going into this year. a lot of people just sort of laughed at me and thought that this guy isn't that good.
Andrews?
And he's having a career year this
Elvis
year.
Andrews, because he
Yeah.
needs a shortstop. Yes. Hi, Globo. I can figure it out without him telling me. So easy to figure out. Yeah, shortstop.
And I told him I had no idea. I said I have no clue. I mean, I don't know. I gotta look.
So what you're saying is what we told Globo at the beginning of the year when he was running Chris Owings out there, that wasn't going to last and he should do something about it. And he decided to... it's interesting because he still has Manny Machado. Does he still not qualify for shortstop?
Maybe he wants to put Machado at third. Maybe he wants to
And
trade Arenado back to bench champions because that's all that these two guys do.
Each got it. He did tell me that Double E is available on the trade block. Interesting.
If I'm the Orioles, I would trade Manny Machado so quick in the offseason. I can't believe that they still have him. I mean, think about what you could get for him for all year. Like, it's just...
True.
If you're the Orioles, what are you doing? They're just the worst run organization I know. You have so much talent. I think that's why I get upset with them, because they really do. They have a lot of talent, and they should be so much better than they are.
But they have no pitching.
Well, then fix it. Fix it.
They did.
No, they didn't.
Wade Miley.
Get the draft
Giovanni
picks. Get the draft
Gallardo.
picks. Build the pitching. Everybody else can do it. I mean, look. I mean, you got the Rockies and Arizona building. You know what I mean? Places that are terrible to pitch. They're figuring it out. Why can't the Orioles? Right? You wouldn't think it would be this difficult.
Because they play in the AL East.
Oh yeah, where all the amazings are. Right. Anyway, you have anything else to say before you start personal messages over here?
I'm going to be very active in the off season, believe it or not. Very active.
I will. I have no idea what I'll be doing. I have no clue. I have absolutely no idea. It depends. If I get my affairs in order, then maybe I will get back to being active. But my general life is in much flux right now, so I don't know what to do. So I do want to watch some of the baseball postseason. It's so weird. I went from watching like every pitch of baseball, and then in the last month, I pretty much watched nothing. So at least when the postseason starts, I do want to try to at least watch some of that.
When did you pick up Nicasio?
When did I?
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought I was set, and like you said, try to make moves. I had two. I could put in an entire relief in there when I didn't have a starter, because I had Iglesias who's got SP, and I had Nicasio that had SP.
Now Iglesias is going to lose that next year.
I know he will, but I just meant for the
so
playoffs.
will Nicasio.
Yeah, I know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Another reminder, you have another week to make your roster finalized. Rosters need to be cut down to 28. So if you have guys in the DL, that means you have to drop people. 28. Please try to do that. I'm sure I'm going to have to send text messages out and emails. Other than that, I don't know. I didn't think it was a very... should I just come out and say it? I'm disappointed. I was very disappointed with the league as a whole.
I think there were certain flashes of inactiveness that was rough.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all. It's not. It wasn't necessarily in the playoffs. It was more during the season, I thought.
I don't know.
I mean, just like you said, if Pine Tree Lane's active now, why wasn't he active the last month of the season? That would have been the time to actually do stuff, but I don't know. Maybe life gets in the way. I understand that for sure. So I don't know, but
we enjoyed the 6th seed, 5th seed race at the end of the season. That made it fun.
Mm-hmm.
But we want the whole league to be like that. We want a competitive league.
We've had it before.
It's true.
So, I mean, because usually we've had a couple of years where there's only like one guy who has no chance. There's like a 10 seed. And then there's like everybody else still going into the last week or two can still make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And,
and like you said, sometimes life gets in the way, and, maybe that's what's going on. And I will argue this till I'm blue in the face to anybody else that plays fantasy sports. Daily fantasy baseball is the hardest fantasy to do. Because it's a grind. Mm-hmm. You have to do it every day.
Yeah.
You have to. You can't just say, I'm going to set my lineup and I got shit going on. I'm sorry. You have to do it. You have to be involved every day. You have to. And that's why I think the fantasy baseball is the toughest one to do. Daily. I just, football's 1 day a week. Roto's weekly. I mean, it's almost a job.
Kind of.
Sucks.
Kind of is.
So yeah, maybe.
So is this the last one, or are we gonna do? Maybe what we'll do is that we'll do one like in the future. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I
like
mean,
a month down the road or
we
something.
could do something like that when you get your shit together. I mean, that would be appropriate. I feel.
Yeah.
So you're not dragging down the videos as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think that this season deserves. You normally do an award show, and we have our prospect rankings to talk about, and possibly 2018 previews. But I don't think we can do that until.
No.
I don't think we can do that. No.
No, you can't do that until you know where people are playing. That matters so much.
Okay, well, then how about instead of a preview, how about what we think you need to do in the off season?
Yeah, we could do that. That's
Okay.
a different thing.
Okay. It's a different thing.
That's a different thing.
We can do that.
But then you know that Five Swords is going to do everything we tell him to do.
Five Swords is going to do everything I tell him to do because
know.
we already have it set up.
It's not yeah.
He's coming over and we're going to discuss his team.
All right, it sounds like a lot of
Who
fun.
else better to learn from?
I don't know. But the guy that was is this your second consecutive championship? It's not.
I've only won 3.
Who won last year then? Oh, that's right. That's right. Team Joe Boo won last year. Yeah. I gotcha. Okay.
I will leave you with this just to prove
You
that
with that.
names do matter. There's been a Meckley in the championship game 4 years in a row now.
4 years in a row. That's an amazing stat.
Hey Ben, champions. Look at me, flying my flag.